The researchers at Illinois have identified 5 different herbicide families that may no longer control a weed called waterhemp. And when the plant is resistant to just one herbicide family, it's a problem. But once the resistance begins to stack up, for instance with 2 or 3 different types of resistance in a single field, well, it becomes a management problem. It's even worse when the resistance is stacked together in an individual plant.
Now you might be able to tank mix 2 or 3 different products together if you had 2 or 3 different types of resistance at the field level. But if you combine those 2 or 3 types of resistance in a particular plant, it becomes very, very difficult, and you have very, very limited options, at least chemically, on what you may be able to use to actually control that.
But frankly speaking, Hager believes some farmers may need to rely on the row crop cultivator or maybe even a soybean walking crew to control waterhemp in the future. It is an amazingly adaptable plant. What's happening in Nebraska right now is a good example.
And the weed scientists there have actually identified now a population of waterhemp that's evolved resistance to the plant growth regulator synthetic auxin herbicide. And specifically, I believe the instance, the herbicide that was used there that did much of this selection was actually 2,4-D. Very old herbicide, been around in the marketplace since about the 1940s, early 1950s. And unfortunately continues to demonstrate that if any single tactic is used long enough, if selection occurs long enough, that eventually resistance will evolve to it.
So the days of the farm relying on just one herbicide, glyphosate for instance, are rapidly moving into history because of evolution. The Illinois stance is that farmers must rotate the family of herbicides used on a field. For University of Illinois Extension, I'm Todd Gleason.